The sound of propeller blades echoed in the distance. Thunderous, rapid pulsing beats against the ground, the cement, and the trees. The Bell UH-1 Iroquois, also known as the Huey, a gunship that has been in service since the 1950s. It has seen tours in Korea, Vietnam, and is a helicopter whose design continues to be revised and iterated upon to this day. The Huey is arguably the most iconic U.S. military helicopter of the Cold War era. My grandfather was a Huey pilot during both Korea and Vietnam. He didn't speak much about his time in the Army, but he did speak a lot about the helicopter and the feeling that it gave him whenever he was flying. As someone who was only ever around helicopters during the 2017 production of Nam, the War That Made Us, a documentary series that unfortunately was incomplete when finished. I don't have that much experience personally with helicopters. I'd never really been on a flight in one. I had been in one. It had been turned on. And that was the most experience I ever had in a helicopter. This was my first time really getting off the ground. This is my first time being in a helicopter and having the wind whipping in my face and seeing the sights of taking off and the smells and sounds and feeling the force of the actual blades pushing the wind down on me as I tried to desperately hold my camera in place and get the perfect shot. It was glorious. An emotion that can only be described as existential when you're in the air and it's completely open. Not like an airplane where you're safe behind a piece of metal and plastic with a fiberglass insulation keeping you from the outside. This is the open air. If you were to reach out, you could touch it. If you were not strapped in, you would fall. Everywhere that you look is the pure essence of light and air, particles. You feel the wind slapping you, literally slapping you in the face, and you hear the rotor above you go from the whoosh and swish of what you expect a helicopter to sound like to, in extreme bank environments, a loud thumping and rattling and banging. It's something that people who haven't experienced can't comprehend. It's very visceral. It makes you feel both extremely large and extremely small. Especially when you look at all the people who are down below you and realize that they have lives, they have connections. And yet from where you are, they are so tiny. It makes you realize that I'm tiny too. And while I wish I could speak more about the helicopter and its history, or the pilots who sacrifice so much to learn how to fly them and who do fly them in combat and dangerous situations, I don't have much experience nor time for that. So I'm going to sign off with this poem that I'm quoting a line from, written by a man initialed I.S. Parrish, nicknamed Bud. I hope you all enjoyed these visuals. I certainly enjoyed the trip and want to thank everyone who allowed this to be possible.